And welcome back to my channel. Finally, I'm doing another YouTube video. If you don't already know, which a lot of you may not, because I don't think a lot of people follow me on my social media, but I am currently 31 weeks pregnant. Say hello to the bump. The baby is moving like crazy right now. So a lot has changed since my last post here on YouTube. It has been a very long, drawn out 2020, as we all know. But thankfully we made it into 2021 and we are moving forward and moving on. So basically, I want to take my channel in a different direction, which I kind of was already doing that. I was doing a little bit of vlogging, but I want to do more of a lifestyle-based channel. I'm going to start a first-time mommy segment here on YouTube. So if you want to know and follow me on my journey and know my experience, just go ahead and subscribe. As you can tell from the title of this particular video, it's going to be all about my pregnancy symptoms and side effects. So we're just gonna go ahead and get right into it. First of all, before we get right into it, I just filmed this whole entire video and my microphone wasn't working. I just figured it out, so hopefully this audio is on point. In my last Amazon video, somebody commented and said I needed to get a new mic because y'all couldn't hear me. So that is what I did from Amazon, okay? I got a mic, so hopefully you can hear me better. All right, so now we can go ahead and get right into these pregnancy symptoms. The first thing I want to talk about is my initial feeling of being pregnant. So a lot of women, or some women, may not have any symptoms, or they may not even know that they're pregnant. For me personally, I knew I was pregnant. I was kind of tracking my period on an app on my phone, and I noticed, so my very last period, it was very, very light. It was spotting, like it was only a couple of days, and I was like, jokingly, at that point, I didn't know I was pregnant. Jokingly, I was like, I might be pregnant. Not really thinking, not being serious. But, a couple weeks later, actually I would say probably about a month later, because I found out that I was pregnant when I was 6 weeks pregnant. So it was quite some time after that, after my missed period, I actually started feeling off. Like my stomach felt weird, and then like the back of my throat felt weird. It's really hard to explain, but I felt very dehydrated, I guess you could say, and very like off. And I was like, something isn't right. And then I didn't have my period. So I was like, I think I seriously might be pregnant. And I took a pregnancy test. I took the one that had the 2 lines, and the second line was very, very faint. And I was like, I see 2 lines, but what does this mean? Because it's like you could barely see the second line. And I took about 2 more of those, and it was kind of like the same thing. And then finally I went and got a pregnancy test that said pregnant or not pregnant, and it ended up saying that I was pregnant. So once I found out that I was pregnant, hold on, let me just take a drink. So once I found out I was pregnant, it was very emotional, actually a little bit stressful. I won't go into detail about that, but it was just a hard time for me, even though I did want to be pregnant. Some time passes. Like I said, I feel off. I'm 6 weeks pregnant, and I started having morning sickness. So after I found out officially that I was pregnant, I immediately got like nausea, vomiting. I couldn't really eat. I was very, very tired. I didn't work for like 2 weeks. So I was like, I can't come in, like I'm so sick. And I laid in bed pretty much 24/7. I was so done. Finally, I got to a point where I was able to mobilize myself, but I was still feeling nauseous like all the time. So it really wasn't until like the middle of my second trimester when the nausea started to ease up. Some of the things that helped me like cope with my nausea was actually the Tom's salt and vinegar chips, not the regular salt and vinegar chips. It has to be the Tom's brand because those chips are very vinegary, and that acid or whatever, I don't know, it just really helped soothe my stomach. So that helped me for a few days, and then I guess I got immune to it because then I couldn't eat them. So that helped me for a few days, and then I also had peppermints. Mints helped me a lot, kind of cope with the nausea, and then also just sleeping it off. Like I said in the beginning, I slept pretty much all the time. Okay, so now let's get into some of the other, like some of the physical things that I've noticed. Basically, the first thing that I noticed was that my areola, so the area around my nipple and the area around my nipple, got extremely dark, and it just kind of like splattered. It's like it just exploded on my boob. So now it's like covering pretty much over half of my boob. I'm like, oh my gosh. That was kind of weird. It's weird. I'm used to it now, but it was weird to look at first. Like it's super, super dark. And then, like I said, it's just like, it's not uniformed anymore. It's just kind of like splattered out. So that was a weird thing that I noticed. And obviously weight gain. So my boobs did get bigger. Kind of immediately they got bigger. Another weird thing that happened, and I don't know if it was because of the stress in the beginning of my pregnancy, but I noticed that I was like biting down my teeth like this at night. Like when I was sleeping, I would wake up and I would feel my jaw like clenched. And I'm like, what? Why am I doing this? But that, I don't know if that's the cause of it, but I have noticed that like my overbite has gotten worse, which is why I am going to do Invisalign after I have the baby. But I already had an overbite, but I can feel it like worsening over time since I've gotten pregnant. So the next thing that I just have noted here is dry eye. I did not know this was a thing, but my eyes literally would burn all the time. So I definitely recommend getting you some eye drops, because I like contacts, couldn't wear them. My eyes just burned really bad. Like everything just seems to dry out when you're pregnant, except down there. But like dry skin, dry scalp, dry eyes. The next thing is, okay, so obviously people know that when you're pregnant, you tend to be a little bit more gassy. So there's like a thing about pregnant women, you know, always passing gas. But for me, it's burping. It comes out as burps. So I burp a lot more than I used to. Like I burp a lot now. Another thing that came about kind of like probably like middle of my second trimester is I got a sharp pain right here, like my lower back starting at my butt right here. It was like a pinching, like nerve pain. I've never felt that type of pain before in my life, but I literally couldn't walk from it. I was like walking like this, like that's how bad it hurt. And I got a compression band, and I started wearing that like consistently for a few days, and I don't have any more pain. So I don't wear the band as much as I was, but if I start to feel a little ache or something, I'll put it on, and immediately like I notice a difference. So I definitely recommend a compression band as well. It helps support your back and your stomach. So I guess it took away from the pressure on there. I don't know. Or if maybe the baby moved in a different position. I don't know. But I just know that the pain's not there no more, and I'm thankful. Obviously irritability. So whenever I have noticed a little bit more moodiness, like just being annoyed all the time. Being annoyed all the time. Excuse me. And tired. Literally so tired. But I've been pushing through. Like I've been very productive this whole pregnancy. Like I've moved into an apartment. I unpacked literally everything. That's a lot of work right there. I didn't move everything myself, but like I unpacked everything and cleaned this place. Like I'm always cleaning, always on my feet, because I don't work out. Like I get bored with working out. So for me to stay active, I have just been like staying busy around the house, organizing and nesting, stuff like that. So I've been pushing myself to stay active that way. What else do we have? Weird dreams. So I have had really, really weird dreams during this pregnancy. One of the worst was a nightmare about me like losing the baby. I don't know if that's common, and it's only happened one time, but I think that's like the scariest thing. Like, I hate those types of dreams. Like, it's horrible. Another thing that is common in pregnant women, which I have noticed, is that your discharge, this is a little bit TMI. So your down there is a lot more mucusy, so you are going to have more discharge. Generally common for women to have more discharge down there. So with that, you want to make sure you monitor it. You're going to be going to the doctor all the time, so they're going to be able to check your urine and all of that for like UTIs and yeast infections, which is very common. Thankfully, I haven't had it since I've gotten pregnant, but it's very common and easy to get it while you are pregnant. Drink a lot of water to help prevent that. Take your vitamins, and then obviously monitor it. So always look at the color. It's gross, but always look at the color and the smell, and pay attention to the smell, because those are the two things. It should not have a color and it should not have a smell. If it has either one of those, then you definitely want to talk to your provider and bring it up, because that is a sign of an infection. What else? That's TMI, I know. So one of the most annoying symptoms that I've had, and it's pretty much been since mid-second trimester and it's ongoing, so I still have this, is night sweats. I'm always hot, but particularly at night, I sweat like crazy. So it's annoying because I have to wash my sheets all the time. Normally, I try to wash them every week, but like, it's gross, so I want to wash them like every single day now, because I hate sweating in my sheets. I don't know, just the thought of it is just gross to me. So I sweat all over every night. Last night I actually covered myself with cornstarch because I was like starting to get rashy and itchy. And especially like in your panty line, if you wear tight clothes or if you wear underwear to bed, it's the friction and the moisture will cause you to get a rash, which is what happened to me. So I would recommend definitely sleeping without underwear and with something very loose on if you're having night sweats, because it will prevent you getting rashes. I have a rash like right here. It gets itchy and like rashy, and then like I said, along my panty line it's like rashy because of my sweat. Also, more TMI, since we're talking about sweat. My BO, since I've gotten pregnant, has gotten stronger. Like the beginning of my pregnancy, it was really, really strong, and I was using my regular deodorant. I noticed that since I've switched to an all-natural deodorant, actually my BO has gone down. And I think it's because when you wear aluminum and antiperspirant deodorants, it kind of blocks your pores from being able to detox. So it all comes out, kind of smelly. Since I've switched to natural deodorant and I've actually done a charcoal mask under my arms, I've noticed that it doesn't really have a scent anymore. So you definitely want to let your underarms breathe and kind of take a break from those other deodorants while you're pregnant. It's better for you and it's better for the baby as well. So if you can find one that works for you, definitely try to make that switch. I think it's definitely worth it. So another thing that's pretty common is heartburn, which I've had heartburn, but not severely. It's been pretty mild, but I've never had heartburn before I got pregnant, so I really didn't know what that felt like. It is uncomfortable, but like I said, it hasn't been severe, so I've been able to like manage it without like taking anything. So if you take water with a little bit of lemon in your water, lemon juice will actually help with heartburn. So I do that sometimes. Another TMI little thing is, so we all know that when women are pregnant, they are very prone to getting hemorrhoids. And I am terrified of hemorrhoids. Like, I do not want to get hemorrhoids. And I noticed, like last week, I don't know if it was because of the pressure. So yeah, you have a lot of pressure on your rectum when you're pregnant, and whenever you go to use the bathroom, you put even more pressure on it, and that can cause hemorrhoids. And when you notice or you start to feel like you have hemorrhoids, I haven't felt any pain, but I've just felt like the surface, it feels a little different, and I'm like, is this a hemorrhoid or what's going on back there? I don't want to get hemorrhoids. So I started using a little basket to prop my feet up. So if you have like a squatty potty, or if you have like a little stool or something that you can put down there to raise your feet up, it helps relieve some of the pressure down there. And instantly I noticed, since I've started doing that, I noticed that there wasn't anything abnormal going on back there. So I know that's TMI, but if I can help somebody out, I mean, that's the goal. The last symptom that I think is the most, that has affected me the most as far as like my self-esteem, which is not bad. I'm not like, I've kind of accepted it. At first, I was really depressed about it, but I've learned to accept my skin and just know that it's temporary. And that is like I said, my skin, my acne has been the worst that it's ever been since I've been pregnant. I have it all, I don't know, you can't really tell with makeup on and with the camera, but I have it all on my face, and then I have it all on my chest and on my back, and it's even coming like down my back pretty far, which I've never had it like on my back like that. So it's frustrating, but it's only temporary. So I'm just trying to cope with that and mentally just be okay with, you know, letting it run its course. I'm doing like a self-assessment overall, like everything that's going on with me mentally, spiritually, physically, and I'm trying to balance it all so that I can be in a healthy state, you know, for when the baby comes, because I don't want to pass on any unnecessary, you know, traumas or my own issues onto my kid. All right, everybody, so hopefully that wasn't too long. That was my list of symptoms and a little bit of TMI. So you got to know me a little bit more today. If you have any weird symptoms or remedies even for any of these symptoms, comment them down below, because I'm definitely going to be on the lookout. Like, I need some advice as a first-time mom. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give me a like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, share it with your mama, share it with your daddy, share it with your